There we go. Finally. The quality options have returned. Hulu. Yeah, I didn't check this time. Yes, 360p gang, let's go. Hi Spizek, how are you doing? Welcome back.
I said leave me alone!
Suddenly she was screaming.
You're so annoying! Just go away and leave me alone! Just looking at you guys is pissing me off! Go away, okay? Just go somewhere else! Stop bothering me!
Yeesh.
Why are you still here? Did you hear me? Huh? Fine, forget it. If you aren't gonna leave, then I'll just...
All right, let's go, June.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
We really need to find Snake, for Clover's sake.
I love this sentence. Junpei told himself that getting depressed would get him nowhere but depressed. Yes. He did his best to push away the misery and depression and forced a smile.
So, where do you think we should go next?
Ah,
How
casino.
about the casino?
Let's go take a look.
Notice it here. Yes. She was leaning against the wall, examining her
Hey,
nails.
what do you think you're doing?
She glanced up, unimpressed.
Isn't it obvious? I'm looking for Snake.
I'm just not seeing it.
Really? Maybe you need to look harder.
I don't think that's the problem.
Oh, by the way, I've got a proposal for you two. Care to hear it?
What is it?
Well, I don't like to beat around the bush, so I'll get right to it. Why don't we team up?
Team up?
Yeah. What? You need me to explain it to you? I'm saying, why don't we go through a numbered door?
Even if we wanted to, that's impossible.
Why?
Jumpy's bracelet number is 5, mine is 6, and yours is 8. Our digital root would be 1.
And there's no number 1 door.
But there's no number 1 door in the large hospital room.
I predicted this line.
The only doors there are 3, 7, and 8.
Then we add another person.
Huh?
Who?
What? Isn't that easy? 7.
Oh, if we add 7, 5 plus 6 plus 8 plus 7 equals 26. The digital root of 26, 2 plus 6 equals 8.
Yay. Then the 4 of them could go through the number 8 door.
Wait a minute. What about the other 4? Ace, Snake, Santa, and Clover.
Well, why don't you add them up?
Simple enough.
1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10. And 1 plus 0 equals 1. The digital root for those 4 would be 1.
That's right.
And you know the number 1 door isn't in the big hospital room, right?
Of course I know that.
No! Are you saying you'd leave them behind?
Of course not. What kind of woman do you think I am? Once we get off the ship, we could come back and rescue them, couldn't we? Then we wouldn't really be leaving them behind.
Don't try to lie to us. I don't think you do anything of the sort.
Really? Why do you think that?
You remember, don't you? We have less than 5 hours left. Even if we manage to escape, there's no way we could come back to rescue them in less than 5 hours.
Well, you never know until you try.
No, you're not thinking this through. Even if we brought 7 with us, we wouldn't be able to get off the ship. The 4 of us couldn't open door 9. It is hidden, but an exit can be found.
Yep, because they can't make
Seek a way
9.
out. Seek a door that carries a 9.
Yeah, that's right. The digital route for the 4 of us would be 8, so we'd have to add Ace to make 9.
That's right. Unless we bring Ace too, we'll be stuck.
So this is the puzzle that I've kind of been expecting to crop up anyway. How do you make 9 with 8 people? But you can only bring 5 of them at max. Comfy. Comfy blobby mode. I love blobby modes. I'm so mad at Google for removing them. But yeah, like... So... It cannot be 2 groups of 4. The reason for that is that... Oh, hi Tiva, how you doing? It cannot be 2 groups of 4. That is, like, mathematically impossible. Because 2 groups of 4 with numbers 1 through 8 will always add up to be 5 and 4 in the end. Like, that is quirky math. So... If you can make a group of 3 and a group of 5, where the digital root becomes 9, then you'd be able to escape with all 8 of them. And that kind of also makes sense. Because if you can make a group with 3 and a group with 5 that both make 9, and the 9th person didn't kill themselves, 9 is a neutral element in this. So they could have just joined the 3-person team and left. All of them could have come out of here alive. No problem. So nice. Nice to hear. I'm good too. I'm a bit tired. I was working up until like half an hour before stream. But I'm good.
Oh. Well, that's unfortunate.
Unfortunate. That's all you have to say?
Didn't sound particularly bothered by what Jinpei said.
Well, let's try and find another way, okay? A way to get out of here with all 8 of us.
A hydrate. Here, I will drink. I have drinked.
That's impossible. Are you being serious? And you do know that only 5 people, at most, can go through one of the number of doors, right? The number 9 isn't going to be an exception to that rule. Regardless, at least 3 people will get left behind.
Huh?
Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
The moment she said it, Junpei felt a chill run down her spine.
Whoa. Wait just a second. You're skipping over a really big detail.
Yes, what she said was true, but Alotus could remain cavalier about the terrifying prospect was beyond him.
Really? That means 3 people will die in the end. Are you okay with that? That's...
Contract of employment got extended. In the best spirits. Oh, that's nice! Congratulations on continuing to have employment. Woo! Let us fight
Do you
for
think I
a...
could have a moment alone? There's some things I need to think about.
Junpei turned and began walking away from Lotus.
That didn't turn out to be a very pleasant conversation.
Yeah.
Junpei's heart felt heavy and his steps sluggish. But he told himself pessimism would get them nowhere.
Well, regardless.
So he forced himself to smile and turned to June.
Just focus on finding Snake for now, okay?
Yes, you're right. We can think about those other things later.
Yeah.
Junpei nodded.
Alright. Where should we go next?
Okay. I want to bring up a calculator. Give me a second. So we have 1 through 8. I can easily make 9 by just adding up 1, 2, and 6, which will make 9. 1 to 6, and then the remaining would also come out to 9. So that's clearly not true. Like, if none of them disappear, they all live. Easy, I fixed it. See? 3, 4, 5, 7, and 8 go through the door and, like, don't die. And then hopefully, if there's another door or the other 3 can pass through as well, 1, 2, 6 get to exit together, so to speak. You can also probably make it 1, 3, 5, 2, 4. Clear 2, 4. Yeah, it always makes 9. That is how this works. Also, yeah, if you go with like, you will always add up to 9. But if you take 9 out, you will wrap back around to 9. Now, we had a 3 door, an 8 door, and a 7 door. If you had a 6 door, that would be good. Brain can't handle this, probably. It's easy. Like, the math rules for this are really easy. Like, you add up the numbers. Like, you literally just add them. Like, 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4. You get 10, then you add up those numbers. And that's your root. It's easy. You just build the digit sum. Like, until you get a single digit number. Large hospital room.
Why don't we go back to the big hospital room?
Sure, let's go.
Hey, wait.
Yeah, we have
that's-
7 and 8. And a 3. their way to the large hospital room, Junpei and June noticed Santa standing next to the number 3 door.
Santa?
Junpei paused. Talk to him.
What are you doing?
What? You can't tell? I'm checking out the red.
Why? Is there something bothering you?
What? It's not bothering you?
Huh?
The guts of this red. Why wouldn't you wonder who the hell put it back in here?
Yeah, that's true. Well, I'm curious too, but...
Who do you think did it?
Santa's eyes narrowed as he looked at June. She shook her head.
I don't know.
Well, what about you, Junpei? Who do you think fixed this thing for us?
Probably someone other than the 8 of us.
Maybe there's someone else on this ship with us.
You mean someone hiding here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just an idea.
And you're saying this mystery person fixed the reds?
Yeah,
Why?
that's, I don't know.
Santa shoved his hands into the pockets and cracked his knuckles.
Seems unlikely.
Oh yeah, his name is Santa because San in Japanese is 3 and his number is 3. It's a pun.
Why?
I don't know. Just a feeling. Hard to believe Zero.
It's also not his real name.
Player.
I don't know his real name.
I mean, the name of the game is the Nonary game, for Christ's sake. You know what Nonary means, right? It means 9.
No, that's not what I meant. I mean more like someone who's been living here for a long time. Or someone who, like, stayed here.
Seriously? That's even more ridiculous. Why do you think Zero would leave them alone?
Junpei furrowed his brow.
So, in other words, one of us is the person who fixed the red.
Bingo! We have a winner.
But if that's true, then the person who did it doesn't want the rest of us to know that they fixed it.
Yeah,
But why?
no idea. Maybe if they come clean on that, it means we'd find out something else. Something bad.
Something bad?
Dunno. But whatever it is, it's gotta be worth hiding.
Hmm.
Of course, it could have something to do with Snake's disappearance.
You think maybe they did something to Snake?
Yeah.
Junpei stared. There was something about him that made Junpei wary. At first he assumed the other man wasn't terribly clever. Junpei was beginning to think he would need to reevaluate this assessment.
Look, if you trust anybody in this game, you're gonna lose.
Let's all doubt her.
You've gotta be careful. The person you trust the most could turn out to be the one who stabs you in the back.
And that's that, I guess.
I'm like wondering something. Well, that wouldn't work out. Smiled awkwardly. Where would they go next? The hallway.
Let's go have a look at the hall with all the rooms.
Yeah, everybody is alive apart from 9, who died like right at the beginning.
I'll go wherever you do. Let's go.
Oh, it's Ace.
Hey, Snake! Where are you? Answer me if you're there!
Run to
Let's
Ace.
hello there. Snake is... Well, that's obvious, isn't it? I assume you haven't found him yet?
Yeah, doesn't seem like you're having any luck either.
I really wonder where he could have gone.
Well, wherever he's disappeared to, we must find him as quickly as we can. For Clover's sake.
Right.
By the way, do you think Clover and Snake are really siblings?
Why would you say that?
Why? Well, it's obvious, isn't it? They don't look alike at all.
I just looked at him for a moment and then spoke.
Yes, you know, now that you mention it, they don't. Still, there are a great many siblings who do not look like one another. It certainly isn't rare.
Junpei wasn't sure why, or even if he was seeing what he thought he was. But he could have seen that Ace's face tightened as he spoke.
At any rate, we really must find Snake as soon as possible. The clock is ticking. We really can't afford to waste any time. Very well. Let's get back to the search, shall we? You can leave this area to me.
All right. Let's go, Jumpy.
Something about that was... I'll think on it later. Like Ace said, finding Snake is our top priority. All right, where should we go next? Let's go take a look around the casino.
Okay, let's go.
Let's try somewhere else.
Nowhere here.
Let's go take a look at the first class.
I don't think there's anyone here still.
No one's here. Maybe we'll have more luck somewhere, but where? Let's head back to the
All right, that's
I mean, I've clicked on everything, so I think I'm out of options. Oh yeah, so this is the... Oh, I can scroll down now. This is the story graph, by the way. Okay, good night, Tiva. But yeah, this is the story graph. There's, like this basically shows you how the story can go and how many endings there are. There's 5. By the way, I definitely couldn't scroll on this last time. Probably was broken or something. But yeah, so the next choice is going to be 2 options that don't matter. And 1 option that leads you down to the same single ending as taking the 3rd option here. So I think that if both of these lead to the same ending, and these 2 lead back around, I'm pretty sure that I'll be given the option to betray part of the other people at the next junction. And then I will be given the same like idea to betray them later again. To go down here.
I don't think anyone is...
Everywhere.
Snake hasn't been anywhere we've searched.
Look around at 6 frustrated
We
faces.
can't keep looking for him. Wherever he is, it's not here. We need to get moving.
Junpei couldn't disagree. Snake seemed to have completely disappeared. There's no point in wasting any more time. The others seemed to be having similar thoughts, but they stayed silent.
We don't got a choice. Lotus is right. We're not gonna find Snake. There's a problem, though. We've got to figure out who's gonna go through which door.
Yes, I have a proposal. Why don't we decide on one person to sacrifice?
Sacrifice?
Well, perhaps that's a bit of a harsh word, but yes. You've all figured it out by now, haven't you? We can't all make it through those doors. If we split into 2 teams of 4 and 3 people respectively, then 3 people will be left behind. If we split into 2 teams of 5 and 2 people respectively, then 2 people will be left behind. But if we split into 2 groups of 3 and leave 1 person out, then only 1 person will be left behind.
Not sure.
Wait a minute. 2 people get left behind if we split into 5 and 2. And 1 person is left behind if we split into 3, 3, and 1. I got that part. You can't go through the numbered doors with any less than 3 people. But if we split into 4 and 3, then why do 3 people have to be left behind?
Just run the numbers. Let's say we go through door 7 with 1, 4, 5, 6. Who's left over?
That would be 3, 7, 8.
What's the digital root for that?
3 plus 7 plus 8 is 18, so add 1, 8, 9.
Exactly. But door 9 isn't here, right? That means 3, 7, 8 won't be going anywhere. That was just an example, of course. There are a lot of different combinations, but the result will always be the same. It doesn't matter which 4 it is. The 3 that are left over can't go through any of the doors. Go ahead and calculate it if you have the time. Anyway, that's how it is. Now, if we can get back to my proposal, we only have to sacrifice 1 person if we split into 3, 3, and 1.
Then you're saying we gotta decide who's gonna stay behind.
Yes, we do. Given our circumstances, it's logically and morally the best solution. If the other 6 are to survive, then 1 person has to sacrifice themselves.
No, that's too cruel!
What's so cruel about it?
To just sacrifice someone like that?
Then what's your plan? Maybe we should sacrifice 2 people instead of just 1.
That's not what I meant! We shouldn't sacrifice anyone!
I told you, that's impossible. Wake up.
Whoa, whoa, calm down, you 2. Look, what Lotus is trying to say is, you should aim to bring the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest amount of people, right?
Exactly. That's how democracy works. And for that reason, I think the only fair way to decide who will be sacrificed is through a vote. What do you think?
No! That's terrible!
I'm not asking you. Shut up. What about you, Santa?
Me? Well, I agree, I guess.
All right, that's 1 vote for. Counting mine, that's 2. 7.
I can't say I agree with you, but we don't exactly have a choice. If we don't do something, we're all gonna die.
Glad to see you get it. If I can get 1 more vote, then it's decided. What about you, Clover?
Clover moved away from the group. It was sitting on one of the beds. Her whole body drooped. Junpei didn't know what if she'd even heard Lotus' proposal.
Hey, Clover. Your brother has to be behind one of the numbered doors. We've searched everywhere, but we didn't find him. Doesn't that mean he has to have gone through one of them somehow? Let's go look for him together, okay? If we sacrifice 1 person, then we can go look for him. You agree with me, right?
Okay.
The motion carries. Now, let's start a vote to...
That won't be necessary.
Hayes had barely spoken for Lotus's entire speech, and everyone jumped up a little. 6 pairs of eyes turned to look at them. Didn't seem to notice or even care.
I will stay. That should solve our problem, yes?
Ace, what are you saying? No, you can't do that! That won't solve anything!
June's voice shook and she looked around desperately for someone to agree with her. He simply looked at her.
I'm afraid you may have misunderstood me. I said I would stay, but I never said I would sacrifice myself.
Huh?
I trust you. Each and every one of you. I believe you'll come back for me.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. There's optimistic, and then there's just nuts. Those doors only go one way. You go in, you don't come out. If we go through them.
You won't be able to return, correct?
Yeah.
True, but that will not be the case once you've escaped from the ship.
What?
Please, I beg you. Once you've escaped, come back and rescue me. Ideally, within the time limit Zero has given us.
No, that's ridiculous. There's no way we could get back in time.
Finally Junpei could hold his tongue no
We've
longer.
only got 5 hours left. We don't even know where the hell we are. How on earth are we gonna find someone to come and rescue you?
Then, perhaps you would prefer to stay instead of me? Or perhaps you would be willing to leave June behind?
Ace's voice was dignified and without a hint of cruelty or malice. Jun paid no rebuttal.
See, there's no other choice. Then I see we've come to our conclusion. Go on. Don't worry yourselves about me. Go, quickly.
Junpei stood frozen by indecision, unable to move. June bit her lips so hard that Junpei feared she would break the skin. Center stood against the wall, calm and aloof. Seven tore his beanie from his head and turned it over, anxiously in his hands. Only Clover stared at Ace, with an expression Junpei was unable to decipher. Lotus's attitude, however, was different from the others.
Let's accept his kind offer then.
She smiled, her eyes bright. Ace answered with a smile of his own.
Good. I think this is the best for me. Perhaps I'll be able to take a nap. It may be my age, but I get tired so easily these days.
As he spoke, Ace lowered himself down to the floor next to one of the beds. From somewhere deep in the ship, Junpei suddenly heard the screeching of metal on metal. It was almost as if the ship was screaming. It could really hold. Would it really hold until their time limit was up? Already, D-Deck was flooded. In the sudden silence, the only sound was the sad metal wail of the ship. Unsurprisingly, it was Lotus who spoke first.
Well, what are you waiting for? We're wasting time. Why don't we hurry it up?
You're right. We should get going. That's all we can do right now.
7.
Seriously. Honestly, I was getting kind of sick of listening to you guys talk.
You too, Santa?
I have to find my brother.
Wait, all of you. Let's just calm down. There has to be a way to get everyone out. There has to be. Right,
There
Jumpy?
isn't.
Yeah, let's think. There's gotta be another way.
Fine. Forget about it. I'll figure it out on my own.
She spun around and ran toward Ace.
Ace! Come on, Ace. Please stand up. You can't give up yet. We just have to sit down together and think about this.
Ace fell forward. He slumped over onto the wooden floor, his body folded in half like a box out
Ace!
like a box out cold. June cried out and dropped her to her knees beside him. She put her arm around his neck and did her best to lift him up.
What happened? Ace, say something.
She shook him, frantically. His eyes fluttered open.
I'm all right.
His voice was weak and slightly slurred.
How are you all right?
This.
He held out his left arm and slowly opened his hand.
A syringe?
And in was a syringe and a small vial. The vial was empty. It had only recently been emptied. A few drops clung to the sides. There was a label taped to the side of the container. Soparil Beta.
Soparil Beta. What does this do? Did you use this?
Yes. It's just anesthetic. I'll be fine.
Anesthetic?
I found it earlier. While we were searching the hospital rooms, I thought it might be useful later. I didn't think I'd be using it on myself.
Why did you do this?
Didn't I tell you? I'd like to take a nap. I really am very tired.
Hayes had injected himself with anesthetic to forestall Junpei and June's attempts to bring him along. If he couldn't move, there was nothing they could do. He'd injected himself so that they would be forced to leave him behind.
Ace,
Is there something you want to say? I just like to sleep a little. Could you keep it down?
no, don't, Ace, don't fall asleep.
You feel warm. So comfortable. I think I'll have a nice dream.
Oh boy, almost as though he were dying.
Ace!
Only the gentle rising and falling of his chest told them he was alive.
Let's get him up on a bed.
Lifted Ace up off the floor and laid him in the bed he'd been leaning against. When Junpei turned around, Lotus gave him a look of pity.
Well, we really don't have a choice now. We can't let his sacrifice go to waste, right?
Like you even mean that.
You say something?
No, nothing.
Felt wrong, but he had to agree. Then suddenly, Santa spoke.
Yeah, but we're not done choosing yet, are we?
Hold up. That's an 8 door. There's no 1 door. A 5 door either.
Huh? What do you mean?
Well, we haven't decided who's going in what door.
Ah, yes. Yes, that's true.
Enough of this screwing around. Let's decide. You first, Lotus. Which door do you want?
I want door number 8. It's the same number as my bracelet number.
Got it. You're 8. You're next, 7. Which one do you want?
I'll take 7. I can't get along with that old lady.
What? What did you just say?
Her face distorted by rage, Lotus took a step towards 7. He threw up his hands and made a face like a child caught with his hands in the cookie jar.
Me? I didn't say nothing.
Oh, you're gonna get it next time.
Alright, who's next?
Spicy. Spicy, Lotus! Santa's gaze moved across the 3 people left. Finally, they stopped on Junpei.
Hey, which door do you want?
At last. Junpei's mind was already made up. The fuck would 3 do?
I think I'm gonna go with door 8.
Okay, 8 it is.
Yeah.
Alright then. That means June's gotta go through 7.
What? What?
Yep.
What?
If the 6 of us are gonna keep going without leaving anyone behind, there are only 3 ways we can do it.
Plan A.
3, 5, and 8 go through 7, and 4, 6, and 7 go through 8. 4, 5, and 7 go through 7, and 3, 6, and 8 go through 8. Or 3, 6, and 7 go through 7, and 4, 5, and 8 get 8. There are no other combinations. In other words, 3 and 4 and 7 and 8 can never go through the same doors. You get it now?
As Santa finished, June looked up at Junpei, tears welling up at the corners of her eyes.
No, you're saying we aren't gonna see each other again for a long time.
Junpei felt just as June did. He wanted to be at her side, through whatever trials they were preparing to face. But he knew that if they were to survive, he had to swallow his feelings in order for the 6 of them to move forward. He and June had to be separated. He looked at June. He was scared to lose her, but he steeled his resolve, and did his best to smile.
Hey, come on. You're making it sound like we're never gonna see each other again. We gotta split up, but only for a while. This is just like when we went into the 4 and 5 doors, remember? We got split up then too, but we all met back up. I'll bet 7 and 8 are just like that.
You mean they're connected somewhere?
Yeah, probably.
Probably.
She didn't sound very hopeful. It was 7 that had ejected.
I'm sure they're gonna connect somewhere.
Why? What makes you think so?
If they don't, then neither team can get through door 9.
Yeah,
In other words, the game would end right here. Zero's been on top of his shit so far. I don't think he'd blow it now. I'm damn sure that son of a bitch wants to have his fun as long as possible. He's not gonna end this game until we get through the 9 door.
June said nothing. The tears were gone, but her eyes were still sad as they looked at Junpei. He met them. And with that reassurance, he laid his hand gently on her shoulder.
It's gonna be fine. We're gonna see each other again. I promise.
June bit her lip and gave him an almost imperceptible nod.
Yes. Promise?
You guys are done, right? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Clover and I will both go into separate groups. I figure I'll take 7 and Clover can take 8. Any problems with that, Clover?
Clover looked away and was silent for a moment.
Whatever.
More for dismissal than an agreement, but Santa didn't seem to care.
Alright, we're ready to go then. Let's move.
At Santa's command, the group split and headed for their respective doors. Santa, 7, and June walked toward door 7, while Clover, Lotus, and Junpei headed for door 8. For a long moment, they stood in front of the door. Then Lotus laid her hand against the chest and turned to Junpei and Clover.
Are you ready?
And your favorite character among the group vanishes? No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then shall we go?
It's open.
Okay.
Hurry!
The detonators. Junpei stepped forward to follow them, but as he was about to step over the threshold, he stopped. Looked to his left, toward the door 7. June stood there, image of Junpei. She turned and looked toward him.
June.
Jumpy.
They nodded. Their farewell took almost 1.5
What
seconds.
are you doing?
Then someone took hold of Junpei's arms and hauled him bodily through the door. Yeah, like, yes, good call there. As a bracelet gave a cold electronic beep.
81 seconds left. Hurry!
Lotus snapped at him.
Ugh.
Nice. Not dead. Pog.
It stopped.
With a shaking hand, she wiped a few beads of sweat from her forehead. Clover, however, was calm, aloof perhaps.
Pointless.
She muttered to herself without emotion and began to walk down the hallway, leaving behind a confused Junpei and Lotus. Lotus watched the girls receding back with a mix of frustration and curiosity.
What an unpleasant girl. I bet she's not very popular with the boys.
Her sarcasm seemed a little more biting than was perhaps necessary, but she sighed and started after the younger girl.
Maybe pairing these two together was a mistake. Too late now. I better catch up to them.
After taking a moment to catch his breath, Junpei followed.
Ah, it's a dead end.
The hallway made a number of turns before at last coming to a dead end.
There's a door on the left, though.
For a few minutes, they stood in front of the door, examining it. Above the door was a plate with the word laboratory engraved on it.
A laboratory? Huh.
Laboratory,
That doesn't
whatever.
sound very pleasant. I don't like the look of this place.
Me either. But there aren't any other doors. It's not like we have a lot of choices.
Junpei,
Huh?
please, you first.
Junpei suspected her politeness was motivated by something other than respect.
Fine.
Door. His first steps inside were tentative and careful, but as he examined the room, it became clear that there was no imminent danger. Lotus followed him in. Clover brought up the rear. The room they found themselves in was divided into two separate areas by a curved wall. A thick glass window built into the wall made it possible to see into the other side of the division.
No, I think the window looks into another room.
Maybe it's for monitoring something.
Junpei walked to the window and looked through.
What the hell?
He wasn't sure what else to say. In the center of a room shaped like a quarter circle, a mannequin lay on what looked like a medical exam table.
Looks so creepy.
Junpei jumped a little. He hadn't noticed Lotus come up next to him.
It's kind of like that doll is waiting for surgery.
This is a laboratory, right? I'd say it's more like it's waiting to be experimented on.
Ooh,
It's creepy either way. Don't think that thing's gonna suddenly sit up or something, do you?
Well,
Hope
I
not.
don't know. I mean, look at all those...
I
tapes.
sincerely hope not.
If we press the wrong button, I don't know.
Stop it. Just thinking about it is terrifying.
She was gripping her arms and the knuckles on her hands white.
Wait, where's Clover?
She was still standing near the entrance of the room. Her face had the appearance of calm, but it was drawn and somehow sad. There was something almost pitiful about her. Junpei walked over to her and as kindly as he could, and as kindly as he could, spoke.
Are you okay?
Clover looked
What are
away.
you talking about?
What? I'm just worried about you. You've been real quiet.
What? I can't be quiet if I want to?
Well, I mean, of course you can. I just...
Okay then. If I can be quiet if I want, just leave me alone, okay?
Come on, you know I can't do that. We gotta work together.
Clover bit her lip and was silent for a moment, and
Junpei,
suddenly
you just don't get it!
the cry took Junpei by surprise and stumbled backward for a few steps alarmed.
My brother's not the kind of person who just leave me behind! Something happened to him! Something bad.
Yeah.
Junpei had nothing to say. Lotus jolted from a mannequin nightmares by Clover's voice turned toward
What
them.
happened?
Clover's eyes slid to Lotus, then back to Junpei.
Just don't bother me, okay? Leave me alone.
For Junpei, Lotus could say anything. Clover had begun to walk quickly
wait,
away.
Clover, hold on. That way.
I told you to leave me alone.
Might as well have been talking to a wall for all the notice she took of this cries. And even slowing down, she made for a doorway cut in the wall in front of her. Without even slowing down, she passed through the doorway.
Clover, watch out above you!
Don't worry, there's multiple timelines, and I'm sure we'll find a good one. Anyway, we have firmly taken down the center path. Easy. Oh no, what a surprise! Without warning, an iron gate fell from the ceiling like a portcullis. What is that word? Fuck it.
What the heck? What's going on here?
Hang on. I'll get it open.
Oh, for crying out. You'll never do it on your own.
Junpei grabbed the bars and pulled. In a moment, Lotus joined him. The three of them pulled as hard as they could, but... But the thing's going to get up and do something. Yeah.
Damn it! It's not moving.
Wait! Are you gonna give up? Just like that?
No, I'm not giving up. This has got to be another one of Zero's puzzles.
If it is, then there's gotta be a way to open it.
Just what I was thinking. Now all we gotta do is find it. Lotus and I can look around out here. Clover, you're gonna have to see if you can find anything in there.
Oh, yes, I'm on it.
Escape room time. Let's go. Junpei, do something, please. I'm trying. There's a door at the back. No, it's locked. Can't get it to move. Silver handrail. Ethanol. Anything useful? Nope, nothing. The 9 on the right all have red lights. Locked tight. Cardboard boxes, some papers and stuff in them. Papers. It's really technical and stuff, I don't really get it. Okay. Computer, the power is done. Oh, there's a power button. I don't see a power cable. Oh, yeah, you're right, no power cable. This thing isn't even connected to a main computer though. It's got a monitor, keyboard, and mouse, but that's it. Just sticking the power cable in isn't going to do anything. Keyhole. A machine thing. Two levers. Do you think they activate something? Yep. Nope. Doesn't look like anything happened. But I can say for sure that I know how to use at least one of these. The one on top, I think. It's a power cable. Nice. Hands on the clock have stopped moving. Clock may stop, but time goes on. Okay, that is connected. Good. If the door's the exit, the door on the right just goes to the laboratory. Wide open. I don't think Zero let us out the room quite that easily. Yep. Nope. Doesn't open. Had to remove the knob. Okay. What kind of table is this? But part of it is all black. There's a pen lying over here. I think someone probably used it to make a table black. There's probably something underneath all that pen. Clover, do you think you can erase it? Permanent marker. Do you know how to erase ink from a permanent marker? The bars at the gate are just above. Bunch of cables on it. Somebody cut the outer stuff out of the cables and I can see the wires. Examination table. There's a creepy mannequin in here. That's the thing is a monitor for whatever experiment they were running here. There's a bunch of stuff on here like resistance value and voltage. The power's off, so there's nothing on it right now. Tons of dials. Nope, nothing. Okay, so that doesn't work yet. There's weird colored stains all over the sink. Okay. So we'll use this ethanol. You should be able to wipe off that permanent ink with it. Please don't look at me like that, you're scaring me. Okay, I'm gonna plug that in. Well, shoot, can use this. What's wrong? This cable has 3 prongs, but the socket only has 2 holes. Not gonna fit. In other words, we need a plug to change the power cable to one with 2 prongs. Wow, how convoluted. Yeah, electric lock, red light. It is locked indeed. The intense music. So good in ethanol, then use it to wash off all the stuff from the permanent marker. Right, okay. Nice, I'm happy that you like it. Well, she's got the cloth, but she seems to be having little trouble with the bottle of ethanol. When she's ready, I should ask her to get to work on that stuff on the table. Junpei, it's working. It's wiping the permanent ink off. Huh? There's some kind of weird drawing under all the permanent ink. Maybe I should ask her to take another look at the table. There are a bunch of numbers in some kind of grid. Could you write those numbers down and hand them to me through the bars? Okay, roger. Here, Junpei. I wrote down all the numbers from the desk on here. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know. A bunch of cords hanging from the bottom of it. A lot of cords. It looks like they're all over here in the mannequin's head. So the devices and the mannequin are connected. What the hell were they doing here? Mm-hmm. They were doing experiments on humans. They were doing experiments on humans. How does she know that? Some cables on top with copper wire exposed. Mm-hmm. Clock. Nope. Nope again. So much nope. Keyboard, mouse. Yeah, I wonder that too game. It would be great if that was easier to find. Uh-huh. The power cables, what do you mean? Does the plug have 3 prongs or 2? Guess you just have to kind of crouch down to get a look under there. The cable on the monitor has it's got 2 of those little metal things. What does that mean? That's it! Okay, can you unplug that cable and bring it over here? Okay, but... Well, I can unplug it, but it's connected to the main computer and I can't take it over to you. Damn it, that's no good then. How about just the plug? What? The plug? Well, maybe more than a connector? It's the sort of thing that makes the plug with the 3 metal thingies into a plug with 2 metal thingies. Not useless, not useless at all. It's just what we're looking for. Okay, can you hold on for a little? Alright, unplug. Hand it over, hand it to you over the bars, okay? Yay! Okay, put it in it. We have done it. Plug. Yeah, let's just plug this into the monitor. Alright. Alright, let's turn the power on. I don't think that's going to happen. Why not? Well, it's not connected to the main computer. You never know until you try.
Oh, that worked.
With a soft helmet turned on. Updating RSF file, make dear, make BC.
What?
I'd hoped this would turn on, but he hadn't expected
Huh?
this.
It's running on its own?
It certainly looks like it.
Isn't that kinda weird?
What?
Well, it's not connected to the main computer, right? There's just this keyboard and monitor. The only cable connected to this thing is the power cable we just plugged in. So, why is it working?
Maybe it's a wireless display.
Clearly, this was a reasonable explanation to Lotus. Or maybe it's a Mac Pro.
Wireless display.
Yes, it connects to your computer wirelessly, hence the name. Have you been living in a cave, Junpei?
Is that normal?
Is it? Well, who knows?
Yes, at least where I worked.
Oh.
Oh, it stopped.
Pass with a colon.
Looks like we need to enter a password.
Again, there must be a hint around here somewhere.
Could you go take a look?
Yeah, I'm on it. What are you going to do?
I'll see if I can do something about this on my own.
On your own?
Yep, on my own.
Lotus?
Lotus pulled over the nearest chair, dropped herself down onto it in front of the keyboard. For a second, she stared at the screen. She kneaded her hands, knuckles popping, and twisted her back left and right.
All right. Let's kick some ass.
Lotus smiled to herself and rubbed her hands together in anticipation. Whoa! Hacker man! Hacker man mode activates. The click of the keys running together like machine gun fire.
Wait, what?
Junpei was, for once, at a loss for words.
Didn't expect
I'm
that,
in.
did you?
Yes.
Of course I didn't. You're typing so fast, I can't even see your fingers. Well, at any rate, you're pretty amazing.
I'm in.
Did you fall for me again?
Whoa, 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 what do you mean again?
What do you mean
I'm not into
again?
you.
I know. Don't be so stubborn, shy boy.
I am not being stubborn, I am not shy, and I am not a boy. I am a young, healthy, 21-year-old man. I'm not gonna fall for an old lady like you.
F. Suddenly, the guttural roar of a furious animal filled the room. So Junpei's thought, for just a moment. Lotus's hand suddenly stopped and his shoulders stiffened.
Old lady. Did you just say old lady?
Well,
Oh crap, thought Junpei. I went too far. Oh well, it was a nice life while it lasted.
I've had enough of you. Go somewhere else. You're bothering me.
What?
Go see if you can find a password hint or something. I'll try and open this from here. You're distracting me. Go. Now.
Lotus waved a hand with the universal gesture of dismissal. Junpei was clearly not wanted.
Fine. I guess I'll go.
Time to cut my losses, Junpei thought, and left as quietly and inoffensively as he could. Junpei wandered around the room for a while, looking for anything that might help find the password for the computer. Unfortunately,
Nothing. No clues whatsoever. Clover didn't find anything useful in the laboratory either. Damn, looks like we've hit a dead end this time.
All right! Bullseye! Junpei, I did it!
Nice.
What?
He hurried back to find Lotus looking rather smug.
Let me see.
She gestured for him to look at the screen, and he did. Nine squares arranged in a 3x3 square.
What is that?
Huh.
I don't have any idea. It just showed up after I cracked the password.
Hmm.
You think it's a puzzle?
It certainly looks like one.
As she spoke, Lotus stood up.
Huh? Aren't you gonna, I don't know, do more computer stuff?
No, I can't do any more. It won't let me do any more programming. See? The keyboard. Nothing. So, there's nothing more I can do. Well, I guess I'll leave this to you then, Junpei.
What?
Let me take a break, all right? I did my part.
Well...
He wasn't sure what to say to that. She certainly had done her part. In fact, without Lotus, they probably would have run completely aground. I shouldn't rely on other people so much, Junpei thought to himself.
I guess you're right. Thanks, Lotus.
No problem. And make sure you know when you should thank people.
Now, I better take care of this myself. No more relying on anyone else.
Junpei crossed his arms and stared at the puzzle shown on the screen. Ah. All panel screen unlock. Restriction no more than 4 attempts will automatically reset after failure. In other words, I have to get all the panels green less than 4 attempts. Did it just swallow the hint, or do I not need it yet? Alright. Yeah, that does nothing. There we go. Alright. I solved it. Did you hear a noise just now? Yeah, it did. Sound like something unlocking. Where did it come from? Look, Junpei. The lights on the lockers are green. And we must have unlocked it with a computer puzzle. Keys. This one's small and looks like it goes on some sort of machine. And this one has the Earth symbol on it. Which is the keyhole on the door in the attic. Well, if that's the case, we probably don't need the Earth key right now. I just tuck it away deep in my pocket. It was just in that moment that he heard a voice behind him. It was Clover.
Hey, Junpei, do you have a minute?
What's up?
Never mind.
Hey, hold on a minute. What does...
Sorry. Just forget about it. It's nothing.
What the hell was that?
The shape sure makes it seem like it goes to this machine. Alright. Showing some kind of warning. Power restored into experimental device. Emergency system will activate in the event of abnormal subject behavior. Didn't play this thing is on now. Could you like play with it a little? Okay, yeah, I'll turn this down here. Nothing happened. Did I break it? I'm sorry, Mr. First time I've actually seen a genuine smile out of this. Jake, oh my god. Okay. Max voltage, let's go. Whoops. What the hell? Fire detected, fire detected. The emergency system will be activated. Evacuate the room immediately. Junpei, look at the light. Screen, the emergency system has disabled the lock. Junpei, come on kid, jump. Oh man, that's making some serious business. Time to close the door again, I think. Nothing should of course I'm not alright. What the hell took you so long, you big jack? I was almost dead. Sorry, I was going as fast as I could. You two can do this later. Right now we need to get the hell out of here. The fire's not going to stay in that room forever. Whoops! I mean, that's how you can get out of a room. Set it on fire. That works.
Whew, thank God we got out of there.
Yeah, finally.
Oh, yeah. All right, let's go.
Okay.
Damn, none of these open. They're all locked.
How about that one?
Let's hope this is the door with the prize.
Jumpy!
Huh? June? Santa! 7!
Hey, what are you guys doing here?
What? But we didn't...
Hey guys! Could you come take a look at this?
Hey, on the wall.
A map of the ship's interior?
It says C deck.
So it's the map for this floor then?
Nice.
Door 7. And... Door 8. Yep, they both eventually end up at this hallway.
That is a convoluted route.
Yeah, isn't that what I said? We aren't going to be split up permanently till we find door 9. We might get separated for a little while, but we'll see each other again. Otherwise, we won't be able to open door 9. And that's how the Nonary game works.
Okay, so
Wait a sec. This leads to...
door 3 is this one. And then this is the mysterious other door.
You've got to be kidding me.
We may as well go.
Yeah.
Oh, almost forgot. We should keep this.
Ready? I'm gonna open it.
I knew it. We're back. In the hospital room.
Yay!
I see. I believe I understand what you're saying.
I don't really see the difference between novel mode and adventure mode, to be honest. Story's the same.
The 6 of you split into 2 teams and went through doors 7 and 8. You solved the puzzles in the operating room and the laboratory, and then met one another in the hallway after opening your respective locked doors.
Yeah.
At any rate, I feel a bit silly for my little show of altruism. I know I said I was sure you'd come back for me. I didn't think it would happen so soon, though.
Well, we saw each other again and we ain't dead, so I'd say that's good enough. Anyway, I said we get out of this creepy old place. We found the key we need.
The key?
Ain't that what I just said? I'm talking about the Jupiter key. We found it in the operating room. Here.
Whoa.
Nice catch.
Jeez.
Huh.
I see. So this is Jupiter.
Someone's guys. Yeah. Very similar to a 4, yeah, sure.
I'm gonna let you hold on to that, alright?
Yeah, on it.
So, how many unused keys do we have now?
More keys. We have 2.
There's the Earth key we found in the laboratory. The Saturn key card we found in the kitchen. And the Jupiter key you just gave me.
Junpei tucked the new keys into his pocket. June spoke up.
The Jupiter key is supposed to be for the door at the end of that long, straight hallway, right?
Yeah. If the map's right, then it connects to the central staircase. Then, next to the stairs...
Wait!
They were the first words anyone had heard out of Clover in quite some time. Her face suggested they weren't going to be very happy words.
What about door 3?
Look, you saw the map, right? It's the same as 7 and 8. It just lead us back to the big hospital room. There's no point to seeing what's on the other side of that door.
There is a point. At least there is for me.
There were tears in her eyes, but she glared at 7 as hard as she could at just the same. She looked very much like a frightened puppy. There wasn't a man alive who could have resisted those eyes. 7 looked everywhere in that room except at Clover and muttered and coughed apologies under his breath.
Yeah, you're right, I'm sorry. Snake might be on the other side of door 3.
Very well. I'll be coming with you then. I've had a nice long rest. I think it's time I was up and about again. So 7, you'll help me, won't you?
You are suspicious.
Huh? Me?
4 plus 1 plus 7 is 12 is 3. Yep. Looked like 7 was doing them too. At least he gave up.
Damn.
I guess that's
how
Yep.
it's gotta be.
Yep.
Going with you, huh?
Yes, you are.
All right, let's get moving.
And so it was decided that Clover, Ace, and 7 would discover what lay beyond door 3.
Okay, we're heading out.
Be careful.
Whoa. Didn't think I'd be hearing that from you, Lotus.
Don't let it go to your head. I'd be in trouble if the 3 of you bought it. The rest of us can't open the 9 door.
Ah, the truth comes out.
7 nodded as if this answer made much more sense. And pulled the lever on the red. Boop.
Okay, we're off.
The door opened and Ace, Clover, and 7 jumped through it. Eight, 9. Boop. After exactly 9 seconds, the door closed noisily.
All right, we should get moving too.
Huh?
Get moving.
Where are we going?
Everyone except Lotus seemed rather
Well, it
confused.
would be a waste of time to just sit around, wouldn't it? Let me explain.
Oh, I get it. We're gonna see if we can get anywhere interesting with the Jupiter key.
Yes. If we're lucky, we might find Snake.
They were at the end of the hallway, lined by individual hospital rooms.
And here's the Jupiter symbol on the keyhole.
All right, Junpei, open it if you please.
Yeah, on it.
Yay! With a nice sharp click, he felt under the door unlocked. Junpei sucked in a breath, held it in, and opened the door as quietly as he could. Yep. Inside was exactly what he had expected to see from the map of the ship's interior. They were in a tremendous hall, almost like a ballroom, with a massive central staircase.
Great, back to the beginning. You sure this is a good idea?
What do you mean?
Well, we already searched every inch of this room, didn't we? I'm asking you if there's any reason we came back here.
Of course there's a reason. A, there's no other path. B, we have one more thing to use. 2 more things, actually. Both the Saturn elevator and the Earth key door is in here.
Of course there's a reason. Man, sometimes I can't tell if you're smart or just lucky.
Huh?
This.
The Saturn key card. And the Earth key? I'm lost.
Santa cocked his head to one side like an inquisitive bird and looked at them. Bird Santa. After several long moments during which it became apparent that Santa had no idea what the cards meant, June took pity on him. Oh, by the way, it's like perfectly clear that the fact that Ace forced himself to stay behind makes him immediately suspicious that he has something to do with Snake disappearing. Because when the entire remaining party is out of the way, and he was clearly already awake by the time we came back through, he had ample time to do stuff.
Don't you remember, Santa? On C deck, where we are now, there was a big elevator behind the stairs, remember? And next to the elevator, there was a card reader with the Saturn symbol on it. And on A deck, on the door to the left,
Also, all of this stuff is remote controlled, so there's no reason for Zero to be actually on the ship. But since this is a mystery game, I'm like 95% sure at least one of the main characters is actually like a double agent. We already know that 9 was familiar with how the Nonary game worked and had contact with like at least one person who's pulling the strings here. So there's no reason why there wouldn't be another person who's in the game to supervise it instead of participate. Like someone who's just here to make sure none of the actual participants like do something stupid. Because I'm trying to figure out
Earth symbol on it, I think.
So the random trivia conversations we have had between like the puzzle segments and all the like immediate story segments make me very suspicious of why they are in the game. That, like, okay, the Titanic trivia makes sense because that establishes why we are in this boat. It is a sister ship to the Titanic. That's great. That establishes the setting. But what makes no sense yet is the Ice 9 or the glycerin crystallization and the like weird dog mosaic picture thing. And both of these are stories that in some way pertain to like telepathy of some sort. So I wonder if that's like the underlying subplot here.
So the 2 keys that Jumpy has?
Should let us use the elevator and the door on A deck. Huh.
Like I'm looking at this like a book, and I'm asking the question: why would they put these details in if they didn't matter?
Yes, that's right.
June
smiled, pleased with herself. Sit at Santa.
All right, I got it. Let's get started then. What do you say we split into 2 teams? Lotus and I will search the Earth one, so you 2 can search Saturn, all right?
Sounds good. Then you guys should take this key.
Earth key is handed to Santa. They decided that the initial search should be
We have
brief.
no idea what's on the other side of these, so don't go too far. Just search for 10 minutes and come back.
Plan decided. The 2 teams split up. Junpei and June headed for the elevators.
There's a card reader next to the left elevator.
Also, splitted up is not correct.
Then let's try out this Saturn key card.
Boop. A light on the upper left corner blinked to
Great.
life.
It looks like it's working now.
All right. Now, how do I call the elevator?
Single button to the right of the elevator door.
Oh, it only has the upside down triangle on it.
I guess there's no up button. Well, we may as well try pushing this one.
The door slid shut and they heard a grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down. That's a weird logo to put on an elevator.
It opened! Look, Jumpy!
Jun's voice was excited, but Junpei could hear a tinge of anxiety.
Sweet! It opened! Let's get going.
That's Junpei vernacular English, okay? Split it up. Let's go. She was about to set foot in it. He felt a hand on his arm.
Wait!
What?
What?
I'm not really, I just, oh gosh.
Junpei was at something of a loss. What could she possibly be so frightened of? June was probably afraid of... They could only go down. She was afraid because the only elevator button pointed down. That meant, of course, that the elevator couldn't go any higher than the floor they were on. As he thought about it, Junpei realized he hadn't seen elevators on the A or B decks near the central staircase. All of which meant that the elevator could only convey them to the lower decks.
Come to think of it, the lower floor, D deck, is completely underwater. An elevator heading to a submerged floor. That is pretty scary. Hey, wait a minute. This elevator came up from somewhere under us, right?
Well, yes, I guess it did. It didn't open right away after you pressed the button. There was a motor noise like it was moving, and then it opened.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So, take a look inside.
Junpei jerked his head toward the interior of the elevator.
It's not wet at all, is it? The walls and even the floor are totally dry.
Oh, you're right. They are.
She looked around the elevator, slightly embarrassed.
Well, let's test it.
Test it.
Yeah, watch this. Now, I'll just put one foot inside the elevator and look over at the buttons. Oh, there's only two, E and C. All right, I'll push E.
He pushed the E button and jumped out of the elevator. The door slid shut, and they heard the grinding of the motor as the elevator car moved down.
I think I can hear it opening on E deck.
Okay, that's done. Now I'll just press the button again.
A few moments later, the elevator returned.
Yep, not a single drop of water to be seen. See?
Junpei couldn't resist puffing out his chest a little bit. June, however, still looked confused.
What does that mean? How can E deck be safe if the D deck is full of water?
That is my question. Maybe the ship isn't actually flooded, and they just controlledly flooded the D deck to make everyone think the ship was
here's what I
sinking.
The elevator shaft and E deck must be watertight and separated from wherever the ship's been punctured. Here, let me show you.
Notebook and pen sketched a rough illustration.
I see.
Ah,
So is that why
yes!
the ship hasn't sunk? The shape of the inside keeps it all from filling with water?
Yeah, I think that's what's going on.
Junpei continued talking as he closed the notebook and slipped it back into his pocket.
So I'm gonna go down and check it out. You stay here, alright?
But
Come on, just do it, alright?
He gave Jun's shoulder reaching squeeze, then hopped into the elevator. Pushed the E button, the door began to close. June looked worried, her eyes darting back and forth as if she was trying to make a decision when suddenly...
I'm coming with you.
Oh no! Dick. What? Dick.
Huh?
At the last possible moment, June dashed forward, turning sideways just in time to slip through the gap between the closing doors.
Hey, wait!
Junpei jammed his finger against the open button, but it was too late. And now they are both going to drown. Story over.
Closed.
The door had shut. He and June were in the elevator, and he was headed down to E-deck. He was so surprised by June that he didn't even have time to think about what awaited him on the E-deck.
I can't just let you go alone, you know.
Ah, jeez.
Yeah, you can. City girl, of course you can. We are still in this section. I also like how it's basically just novel, escape, novel, 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 escape, novel, escape. Novel, 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 novel. So much noveling. They tentatively stepped out and looked around.
It looks normal.
No fish going about their fishy business or jellyfish floating lazily through the water. There was, however, a blowfish, or at least something that looked very much like one. June's cheeks were puffed out and her mouth a tiny, intense frown.
Oh, knock it off. It's just like I thought. This part hasn't flooded. Come on, just look around. There's no water here.
June looked around nervously then.
You're
Exhaled.
right. It's not flooded at all.
See?
Wow!
But there's a whole lot of water.
Yeah, right on top of us.
What's gonna happen if the ceiling breaks?
Junpei thought about that for a moment.
We'd probably die.
Oh no. Don't be so casual about something like that.
At any rate, we should probably go back as soon as we can, once we're done looking around down here.
What do you think would happen if the ceiling broke? We would die.
Lotus and Santa might already be back.
Okay, good idea.
Now then.
The first thing you noticed was the set of thick iron bars. They ran the length of the room, separating the left elevator from the right one.
Iron bars. Well, we can't go over there.
Right.
Then maybe...
The corner of the room that housed the elevators, Junpei found an
Oh.
opening. He walked up to it and stuck his head around the corner.
It looks like there's a long straight hallway down this way.
Something's written on the door at the end. Wait, is that...
Let's check.
It's a 6 door! Before long, they found themselves in front of the door. On it was a number written in bright red paint.
I knew it!
This is a numbered door.
And indeed, there was a red bolt bolted to the wall right next to the door.
But we can't do anything with only the two of us.
We better head back and let everyone know.
Yes.
Wait, what's this?
On the way back, Junpei noticed a map on the wall.
Is this the map for E-Deck? I should take it with me.
Map! E!
Huh, so you guys found door 1.
So we now have a collection of B, C, and E deck map. They'd met back up with Santa and Lotus, who had explained what they'd found. Apparently there was another numbered door in A deck, just like the one on E deck, beyond the door that the Earth key opened. According to Santa and Lotus, there was a 1 on the door.
So now we've located 2 new doors. The 6 door and the 1 door.
You know, it is interesting that E-Deck wasn't flooded.
Lotus was quiet for a moment, lost in thought.
Well, we don't really know if all of E-Deck is safe. We only checked the area around the elevator.
Even so, it's still very interesting.
You said the 6th door was there, right?
Yes.
Then that means Zero planned all this out, even the sinking. That would have meant some pretty serious remodeling of the ship's interior.
Indeed.
It's pretty mind-blowing when you think about it.
Yeah. I wonder how long it took. I can't even imagine how much it must have cost.
It would have been a ton, that's for sure.
Well, that does go along with what Ace was saying. The most reasonable explanation would be that this was done by some organization with access to a whole lot of cash.
Yes,
True.
it does make sense.
That thought made him go quiet for a moment. June bit her lip while Lotus sighed off into herself, and Santa cracked his stiff neck and stared off into the distance at nothing. What in your behavior?
Yeah?
I don't think it's a very good idea to stay here.
June looked up at Junpei with large, pleading
Yeah, you're
eyes.
right. Ace and his team might be back already.
Well, Junpei and I should be able to open door 1.
Huh? You guys leaving me behind?
Mm-hmm.
Just kidding. All right, let's go.
Lotus's words were all the impetus they needed. Back to the large hospital room they went. The moment they stepped inside, a tremendous voice echoed across the room.
Hey! Where the hell did you guys go?
Was 7. Ace was right behind him and Clover behind Ace, although she seemed to be hanging back.
What's wrong?
Looked as though there was something strange about them. 7 had the look of a man who'd seen a ghost. Ace was just as pale. Clover looked as though she was only moments from passing out entirely. For a long moment, they simply stood there looking at one another. Junpei looked around nervously, waiting for someone else to speak. No one did. He looked at 7.
What happened?
What the hell kind of question is that?
7 was trying very hard to be angry, but something had shaken him hard. His shoulders were trembling and his voice was strained.
Snake is...
I do not believe this. Do not finish this sentence. I will not believe it for 1 second.
Snake is dead.
Nope.
He died, just as the 9th man did.
Nope, I don't believe it. Lies. Could feel caught sweat.
Oh my god, that's not true, is it?
We should make sure.
Yeah, right. We should.
Wait, not that way.
What? Why not?
They stopped short and turned to look at 7. He was pointing at the door with no number.
I stuck a screwdriver in there to keep the door from closing all the way. It's not locked, so you can go in that way.
Where is he?
The shower room. Left side of the hallway. I put a broom in there too to keep the door open.
That means we can get in without going through the numbered door.
Yeah, that's right.
Then let's go.
The new destination clear, Junpei and his companions headed for the door with no number. Once in the hallway, it was easy to spot the metal door on the left wall.
This wasn't open when we passed here before. Well, let's keep going.
Oh, it smells horrible.
Lotus wrinkled her nose and covered her mouth in disgust. Even Santa pinched his nose shut.
Ugh, yeah, this is pretty awful. I feel like I'm gonna puke.
The sour smelled of fish, feces, and burnt meat. Waitress waved them to his nose.
Oh,
Huh. They didn't have to wonder where the body was.
There. June, you should stay here.
But...
Please, just do me a favor, okay?
Didn't give her a chance to say no. He put his hand on her shoulder as if to shove her into the ground like a tent pole. Turned and walked toward the end of the divider. Felt like it took an eternity for him to get there. Santa and Lotus followed, timid and nervous as a pair of children. Eventually, they reached the divider. Junpei put his head on the divider and peered around the corner. For a moment, he forgot to breathe. Felt his heart collapse in his chest like an empty cigarette carton and time froze. He knew that instant that he would take the image before him to the grave. What was left of the body sat in the sea of blood. Chunks of flesh torn from the body, set in the blood like tiny islands in a great Red Sea. A vast ragged hole had been torn into the torso. What remained of the intestines spilled out of it like fresh spaghetti. Mmm!
Just like
I will stop reading this now for the sake of not getting banished. Santa's voice was strained. Junpei suspected he was holding down some vomit of his own.
Just like the ninth man.
My usual luck. I don't believe this.
The detonator in his bracelet set off the bomb in his gut.
Oh god. The bone is coming out of his left arm.
It's definitely an open fracture.
Seemed to fit the wall hard enough to have shattered the display, which lay on the ground in pieces.
Oh, the face. It's horrible.
Yeah, you can't even tell who it is.
See? 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 My firm belief is that if a character doesn't die on screen, they are not dead. Until proven otherwise. Raw pizza dough covered in tomato sauce, yes. The most Italian of deaths. Spaghetti and pizza. If playing Final Fantasy XIV has taught me anything, it is that characters are only dead if they die on screen. The burgundy tie, the white shirt, the jacket with the yellow piping and the grey slacks.
But the clothes are...
The clothes are... yes.
No mistake about it. It's Snake.
His voice was unnaturally deep and strained, and Junpei heard and had a catch in her throat. The writer's doing Italian hands by writing, yes. Okay, yes, but... he cannot have gotten through there on his own. That is not possible. No matter how many times he heard it, he never got used to it. Every time, it put him on edge. It didn't help that there was a girl nearby who looked far more like a ghost than a living human should. So, the only way this could have actually happened is if the numbers add up. Like, if at least 2 other people opened the door with him and then pushed him through. Not following, keeping him in, causing him to not be able to verify at the other device. Now this is a door that has a 3 on it. That means there isn't a lot of combinations that would work out to be that door. Even if you combined the highest remaining numbers, you could only get to an 8. Because you can only get to a 17. See? So there isn't a lot of combinations that can actually make... like, you cannot get to a 21 to make a 3 here. You can only get to exactly 12. So the only people who could have been, like, behind this, would be... to an 8 doesn't work. It couldn't have been Lotus. Could have been 7 and Ace. No, wait. There. It could have been 7 and like if it is actually him, which the only evidence we have to go by is his clothes, which, seeing how he was missing for the better part of an hour, isn't a lot. It is easily possible to, like, because they have anesthetic in this. They have already established that access to anesthetic is real in this scenario. So they could have easily just, I don't know, Zero or someone else could have easily just anesthetized him, undressed him, put the clothes on like a sacrificial like body, and just blown that up in the room to like sow discord between the characters or something. But going the other route, where he actually is dead, the only way that he can be dead is if either Santa and Seven killed him, or if his own